All right, so there's disadvantages to anything we do in life. As long as we know them going forward or ahead of time, we can hopefully avoid that disadvantage and know the best route for us. In this video, I'm going to talk about what is a disadvantage of investing in real estate. Hey guys, welcome back. I've been doing real estate since 2007. Bought my first rental property in 2007. That was a crazy disadvantage because I wish I would have known back then what I know now. But the ultimate thing is we got to pull the trigger. So you're already here watching this video. In this episode, I'm going to give you multiple disadvantages of real estate and how you can avoid them. All right, the first disadvantage is it's risky. You know, Merriam-Webster defines risk as like peril or injury or losing money, but if it's risky, and we know we're going into it, it's a risk, we can hopefully mitigate that risk by taking little steps, little measures that help protect us. And a lot of times, people that are afraid to take risk never do anything in life. So we have to take a little bit of risk if there's some reward or gain that we can take from that. I like to weigh the reward versus the risk. Like if I'm gonna buy a $200,000 house and I'm gonna put $100,000 into it for renovation, that's high risk because that's a huge renovation. A lot can go wrong in a $100,000 renovation. I wanna account for like an oops factor. So I'm gonna count 10% for that 100K. So that's 10 grand on an oops factor. Well, we just had a deal that it took us longer to sell it. So we had more mortgage payments to pay our lender. Plus we ended up with a $5,000 water bill because we had a leak somewhere right outside the property. And then the girl that was responsible for checking the mail for my company, she ended up taking like an unexpected leave of absence. So all these little things equaled risk for us where we've had to use that oops factor of $10,000. And luckily we built into it. So we actually accounted for that risk and we were ready for it. And how did we get ready for it? We purchased the property at a low enough price that accounted for that risk. Another example is we were trying to purchase a house that the seller was asking $250,000. I went in and offered $230,000 because I saw some additional risk in there. I knew there was going to be some issues with the foundation and the roof, and a foundation problem could be well over $20,000. Well, the seller is wanting to meet me in the middle at $240,000. I can't do that, because then it puts me in a risky situation. I need to be at $230,000, so I have to hold firm for that risk because I don't want to lose my shirt. I don't want to lose money. I'm not doing real estate deals to lose money. I'm doing the real estate deals to make money. All right, another disadvantage to real estate investing or doing a real estate investment deal is it takes work, man. You got to get up early. You got to go to bed late. I recommend a book called The Miracle Morning, written by Hal Elrod. This book changed my life. It taught me to get up early and eat the frog first, like Brian Tracy says. If you got a task to do, you got to eat the frog first. Eat it first thing in the morning, get it over with, and the rest is smooth sailing. What if you got two crazy tasks to do that you don't want to do? Well, Brian Tracy says, pick the ugliest frog and eat that one first. So pick the hardest one first and get that one off the plate and then go and do another one. And then eventually your body gets in motion and then it stays in motion. And then you crave waking up early and getting the work done. And I'm not really a big fan of staying up late because that is not something you can do for a long time. My mentor, Tom Kroll, he's founder of Wholesaling Inc. I am actually honored to be a Wholesaling Inc. coach now, but my mentor, Tom Kroll, said, hustle is a season. Hustle is a season. It's like winter time. Winter time is a season. We got spring, we got summer, we got fall, we got winter, and they repeat. That's exactly how business works. Sometimes you're gonna be making a ton of money. Sometimes you're gonna make it a little less. Sometimes you're gonna go through winter times. So that's a risk. You gotta be prepared for winter. And ultimately, how can you be prepared for winter? You gotta do your numbers right. You gotta know your numbers back and forth. You got to have a little money in savings. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't overspend. Don't go and buy that nice car when you do your first real estate deal. So be very careful with that. Be frugal and work hard. All right, another disadvantage to real estate is it takes money to do it. I've talked about risk, I've talked about getting up early, staying up late, and working hard, but it also takes money. I say don't quit your day job until you've done really well in your real estate business. It is so amazing to have that continuous stream of income coming in. And another thing, it allows you to go out and borrow money because you have a guaranteed W-2 income with hopefully a great credit score. All right, another one, it takes time. You can't just become a real estate millionaire overnight. Yes, we've seen the HGTV channels, the shows. That is not real. It is all fabricated and made up. You got to see what really happens. It takes time. Most real estate millionaires take at least 10 years to get there. It's not an overnight thing. All right, and with time, that becomes patience. It comes with patience and studying and knowing the market. If you're not willing to study, real estate is not for you. If you don't study, you're gonna get caught up into some crazy things. I just did another video, you can see it right over here, on due diligence. Like, what is due diligence? I gave you my due diligence checklist, all the things you wanna look out for you, that these things can make or break or wreck you. Like, this due diligence list is like 16 items long that I provide for you in this video, but all 16 of these things have been something that have come across my path or almost gotten me in trouble or almost made me lose money at one time or another on a real estate transaction. So now we check all these things. Even though we've got the title company insuring the policy, doing the title work, we still have to check it for ourselves. That way it doesn't happen to us again. All right, another advantage is, or actually disadvantage, is you could look at it either way. Advantage is we all have personal credit scores, and hopefully, ours is a good credit score. But one of the disadvantages of it is I have ran my credit into the ground as low as almost 530 something points before. That is terrible credit. Now, I wasn't missing any payments or on anything. I was just over leveraged in the bank's eyes. I had a couple credit cards that had higher balances on it. In the beginning, I used to renovate my houses on credit cards, and it doesn't look good to the lenders, to the credit bureaus, and it showed that I was a poor user of credit. Even though I wasn't behind on my credit, my debt to income was too high. I was using a lot of debt going on my personal credit, and I was using it actually for business. So the debt to income couldn't see my business income. It looked like it was only looking at my personal income, and it saw my debt was higher. It was like a super high DTI, debt to income. So that drove my score down really low. So when you drive your score down really low, you can't go out and buy more houses. You can't go out and buy a car or even get a credit card. So this is another disadvantage of doing real estate investing. Guys, hopefully you're getting something great out of this video. Hit that subscribe button. I come out with these videos 5 days a week talking about all things land investing, house investing, flipping houses, how to start a wholesaling business step by step, you name it. We're doing these every single day. And as you know, I am the land guy. We've done over 289 land deals. We got over 100 notes paying us income every single month. Land is like the holy grail for me as far as my real estate investing business, what we built. It's given me financial freedom and time freedom, and it's given me the creativity. Like, we've been able to be creative with land deals because a lot of times these land sellers are not emotional about the property. They'll let it go for a crazy discount. And we built a tried and true method to where you can buy land at crazy discounts, and it gets rid of a lot of the disadvantages of real estate. All the things I just mentioned there. It gets your risk out of the deal. You don't have to insure it. Not a lot of things can go wrong with vacant raw land if you're running all your due diligence, everything I talk about. So if you're interested in starting a business with real estate that serves you, your family, and others, and gives you a passive income that is life-changing, go to thelandsharks.com and schedule a call with my team. We'll see what your real estate investing goals are, and if we feel like we're a great fit, I'd be honored to coach you.